Hey, I'm going to take you through my idea on how you can do all the sun salutations and other substitutions for downward dog since you've got a shoulder injury and you don't want to bear any weight through your hands into your shoulders. So basically, switching up plank and down dog and figuring out how to still be able to participate in the sun salutations without going through that plank up dog sequence that might be too stressful when you're dealing with rotator cuff. Okay, so first of all, think of any time that we're doing plank, hands down, feet back. All right, perfectly level here. You are going to be in a hollow rock position. So you'll just, when we are not in the sun salutation, but if we're holding plank, you just get on your back, drop the back of your, small of your back to the floor, take your arms and legs up, and then just extend as much as you can. So you're still working your core, but no weight on the arms here at all. So if we're doing a 1 minute plank, you're going to hold this position as best you can. Modified would be bending your knees, taking your arms more straight up. This is a lot harder. All right, so think about that. You're going to be on your back anytime we're on our hands. Likewise, if we were doing a down dog push-up, for example, then your option would be to do some simple crunches, some leg lifts. So you're just going to fire up core substitutions anytime we're doing those types of things. Alternatively, if we're already on our feet or you're on your feet, always hop into a lunge and strengthen your legs. So if we're doing a down dog push-up, you're taking your hands nice and wide, engaging through the upper body, and then you could just do these lunges, all right? While we do those sets of down dog push-ups. Usually we do at least two, so you could switch legs. So for the sun salutations, it's actually pretty easy because you can make that transition just by stepping your foot back instead of going through the regular sequence. So remember a regular sun salutation. Mountain pose, forward fold, flat back. Here we go. High plank, this is what you're trying to avoid, even modified. Low push-up, chaturanga, downward dog. So we need to figure out how to do something different that whole time. Then in sun salutation B, then we also take our foot forward and start to get into the warrior poses. Okay, so what can you do instead? Forget about all of that sun A. I would just stay on your back the whole time, working on a combination of the hollow rock hold and a leg lift or crunches while we do sun A, because there's really like no stepping back into the warriors. Then when we start to do sun B, you just eliminate all of the part on your hands. So mountain pose, forward fold, flat back. Now we would step back to high plank. You step back and go ahead and get into your warrior. So step back, left foot back, drop the heel. You're ready. You're already there in your warrior one. We go through the up dog sequence and we meet you here. This is going to be great for your hips to stay longer in warrior one. If you were feeling fiery and you needed to do something while you were waiting for us, mountain pose, forward fold, flat back, step your foot back, 5 lunges, pop them in there real quick, and then drop into your warrior one, and we'll all kind of get there at about the same time. Then you can just continue out that transition. Let's say we did warrior two, reverse the warrior. Now we windmill back down to the mat, and instead of going into a high plank, you just step your foot forward and you're ready in your flat back for the other side. Okay, so hopefully that will help so you can still participate and not have any weight on your arms at all. The only other thing I would say is that it is worthwhile using a light weight and maybe doing some of those arm exercises so you are still strengthening through your shoulder, and maybe even just using barely any weight at all, to the point where you just are still activating that and working up that shoulder and work on your mobility as well. So a great tip that we just learned in our workshop last weekend was to take your arm up the wall, creep that arm up and lean in towards the wall. You can feel this stretching quite a bit through the shoulder, and then keep creeping that arm up. This gives a really good stretch. So I know you're always working on some exercises to improve that mobility when you have an injury, but that's one more you can add to your mix. So hope to see you in class.